Hey Crush, here's another video on how to use the casein powder. If you get bored watching the video, watch Mickey and the Roadster Racers in the background. But I know some people have trouble with the casein. I think it's a great way to get some protein at night. So I'm going to show you how I make my shakes. I think a lot of people have trouble making a shake. They say it's really grainy. So I'm going to show you basically what I do on a nightly basis to get casein, which is good for slow release protein overnight and a good way to get 30 grams of protein. So first thing I do is I'm going to just dump the casein in there. Get my, that's perfect scoop. That doesn't ever happen. Then I'm going to put some peanut butter in, or some almond butter. Just regular old almond butter. Get a little extra fat at night. Weigh out about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. Which if you don't watch out on the peanut butter and butters, it gets pretty high calories pretty quick. That's pretty much good too. And then the hard part. So I got, you can see in the cup, it's, I don't know how big this cup is, but it's just basically blender bottle type cup for the blender. Protein, peanut butter, and put some ice in there. You can see I fill the ice up pretty full, so you can see there's the max fill line there. So I put a good chunk of a good amount of ice in there, and then I finish it off with good old unsweetened almond milk. Fill it up, and now this is going to take a little bit, but I'm going to try to show you how it mixes and then the texture it usually is and how I end up eating it. But it does take a little while to mix it because this stuff is pretty thick, and with all the ice in there, it takes a little while. So make sure I get this on there right. A little patience. And this always happens. This is just the way I make it. Let me see if I can show you the inside. You can see it just turns into like the ice just blends up and doesn't really get to the protein, right? All the protein and stuff still down there. So what I do is I add a little more milk in there, just kind of fill up that hole, if you will. And I laugh at the max fill line because I always go way over it. Tighten it back up, put it back on there. So I let it blend until you can see on the bottom. It's hard to see now because most of it's gone, but you can see the protein kind of mix in as it goes. I let it go until all of that blends in. And now when I open it, it's a pretty, like, almost like a crunchy, or like a crunchy, like a chunky, I think it's kind of like a Frosty. So you can kind of see in there. So I end up eating with a spoon is how I eat it. I get the spoon, I use the almond butter. But it's just like, I mean, it tastes like to me it tastes like a peanut butter chocolate smoothie. I think if you eat it this way, again, it's a great way to get 30 grams of protein at night. And this is the only way you can mix it. You can't put it in a shaker bottle. You put it in a shaker bottle, it just doesn't work. So you got to blend it up and blend it up good. But if you're having trouble getting your protein, and this is a good way to get it, it's 7:30 tonight. I'm going to go to bed in about 30-45 minutes. This just goes in your body and it processes it and rebuilds your muscle at night while you sleep. So it's like slow digesting protein. But that's how I make it. I don't have any problems with it. I know people talk about being grainy and stuff. It's not grainy. It's creamy, if anything. That's how I make it. And there's Lisa.